Right, how are we doing, folks? So, tongue-tied with Jason and no Ali. Got a late replacement in Dale Murray from Damage, and we've got Tadgh Gannon and Collie Mahon of Dublin Combat Academy. How are we, lads?
Good, really good.
All good.
Aye, I know. Excuse the mics, right? We're budgeting here.
Improvising.
We're
Improvising.
There you go, shouting. So, lads, you're over obviously for the Pure Muay Thai show tomorrow. You've got two fighters on it?
Two lads. I have young Arnis is fighting Harvey from Kama.
Harvey Clark,
and
yep.
Macy is fighting Grace from Kama as well.
That's right, yep. So two of your kids against two from here at Kama.
100%, yeah.
Tremendous.
Kama.
I know.
Tear up.
So obviously, Dale spoke to me last week. Tadgh, you've been a sponsored fighter at Dale's, and I was delighted to hear that you would be up for doing a wee bit of podcast. So let's get a wee bit of background. Dublin Combat Academy to start with. Collie, how long's that been to go for, and how long have you been involved?
Me and Craig Coakley and Stephen Crowley started Dublin Combat Academy in 2017, I think it was. Before that, we were affiliated with a different gym. I was the head coach in the other gym, but I was working for somebody and I had a pain in my bollocks working for somebody, and I said I'm gonna make my own gym, and yes, 2017 I did that, and I've been going strong, getting bigger every year since, and we're going good.
Getting a good stable of fighters.
Yeah, we have a really good stable of fighters coming through now. We're kind of Craig Coakley, Stephen Crowley was kind of like our first generation of fighters, and then we have Tadgh Gannon and Andrew Gioka now, just kind of the second wave, and we have a few younger ones coming behind them. So it's going really good.
Yep. Quite happy with it.
Really happy
Happy with
it.
where it's going.
Really
Certainly, you're getting your name out there just now, and Tadgh's making waves with the fights that he's been involved in recently. What I actually meant to ask you that. What was your involvement? How did you get involved with Tadgh in the first place?
So I followed Tadgh for, when was Thailand? 3 years ago?
I think.
Was it? No, 2023 was it? When you fainted?
Yeah.
Aye, was it? Aye, because I can always remember. Did you know you fought in Canada as well, didn't you?
No,
No.
I was in Italy.
Who did you know fight Leo McGinley?
Yeah, Leo.
Was that in Italy?
That was in it.
Yeah.
So I can remember seeing you from there, and I just seen a awkward southpaw that just left kicking people, and I was like, I'm going to remember this wee guy. And obviously I've knew Collie, knew Craig, just for like Yokow and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you fainted behind us in Lumpini Stadium, and I can just remember turning in, and I was like, everything alright, and Collie was obviously dealing with getting you some water, and I thought, this wee guy's had a bad weight cut, but then I spoke to yourself, and he's like, no, it's like the humidity, how heat, because you imagine Lumpini's the biggest of stadiums, like when in the grand scheme of like area to walk about in. And there was how many folk was in it? There was thousands of people crammed in, every country, and honestly, I wasn't even dieting, I wasn't even weight cutting, and I'm like roasting in here. And then the next day, I just seen a wee guy teeping people in the face and left kick, switch kick, and I'm like, I just remembered. And I gave you a damaged pair of shorts. And I was like, he's violent, green pair of shorts. I was like, oh, and I've just remembered them kind of for then, and I was like, keep my eye on you. And then spoke to you a couple of times, and then POS. You bet the boy for Tadgh, Ben, you bet him, and it was like, I'm getting in contact, we've got to sponsor him, and then there was a pull out in the Damage 8-man tournament, straight onto me show, I was like, get him in, said if he'll do it, I don't know what his weight was, because you were between 61 and I think for a while as well, where I was
he was about 61
and I went, I didn't know if 63.5 would be something that's maybe too big. I was like, but I think he's got the capabilities, and history was wrote because he came away with a belt. He came away with a belt. I think after all and more, I think everybody kind of knew the standard that they were dealing with, and to be fair, like, there was a good calibre of fighters as well, all round about like 3 to 5 A-class fights. Hadn't really done much A-class, and then obviously Tadgh was his first A-class fight. Was it Oranmore, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then first A-class fight, and you wouldn't have even knew it. Left high kick, beauty, dropped.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was lovely.
Beautiful. Oh, thanks very much, mate. Thanks for that. And you've got the new. Well, we better show this off. We better get his merch in. The new Tadgh Gannon Damage T-shirts. Are they on sale tomorrow at Pure Muay Thai?
DC's put an order in the T-shirts, and then also everybody after Hungry Side show was just like, where can I get Tadgh shorts? Where can I get Tadgh T-shirts?
Yeah.
So we've obviously spoke to Collie and Tadgh. We're bringing out the range. It will be coming onto the website soon. And also it'll be something because it's Tadgh stuff.
This mic is if I'm speaking.
Because it's obviously Tadgh stuff. Like, he'll get like a cut of the sales and stuff as well, just because it's his range. He designed it, he wanted it, and everybody's wanting it as well. So we'll cut him in. So
That's what they're all about. Good. So see, when you how long have you been training together, or how long's Collie been your trainer?
It was just a little bit after Collie started the gym. I think it was just before the Yockel show where Craig fought Singnam on it.
Oh, aye. Mm-hmm.
I started down, we started down PTs originally with Craig, and then Craig put me on the Collie, and we haven't really looked back since then.
Mm-hmm.
Just up and up from there.
Just keep going from there, strength to strength, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's well, obviously, I spoke to you at the. In fact, I'm going to take some credit for that. I don't know if this was already a nickname, a Tigger or Tiger, but I called you Tadgh the Tiger.
Yeah.
At the media day, because I was trying to find out how to pronounce his name, because I'd heard a few people saying it different, and I was like, is it Tadgh, is it Tadgh, is it, and he says Tadgh. I went, I'll remember this. Tadgh the Tiger.
Is it Tadgh? I get it all the time as well.
His ma actually gave him that nickname, yeah. So his
Tigger.
his ma,
My ma always
Oh,
called
I'm
me
not arguing with
Tiggs.
that. If anybody else had done it and I took the credit, but I'm not arguing with somebody over than Ma. Aye, I'm not doing that. Right, fair dues. But I obviously, I think like what you were saying there, Dale, I was judging on Oranmore, and I'd obviously seen you and seen some clips and stuff, and I think that for me, when I seen your style, and then again at the finals at the Hungry Side tournament, obviously you could tell just from watching, like I in fact, do you know who I spoke to on Saturday night? I was down at Victory. I was judging at the Victory show, and I spoke to Matty McLeish.
Yeah.
And I genuinely said at the time, but Ian, that you were just speaking, me and him were kind of speaking about it and saying, I thought Matty was a kind of dark horse for that. I thought his performance at Oranmore was pretty shit hot. Yeah. And against Jamie as well, who's a class fighter. So it was a great group of fighters, and I thought Matty really impressed me, and obviously you. And I said that to Matty, but I did think that when I watched the fight, you just didn't let him get started. And not so much that Matty couldn't get started, but you just didn't let him, because you were picking, the shots that you picked were impressive. See, when I watched it, I thought, he's actually just stopping him and nullifying him for doing all that stuff. Is that something that he's working on a lot?
100%.
Aye.
We had a plan for each one of them lads, and he did exactly what we planned to do for each one of them lads. And to be honest, if it had worked out any other way, I think it would have been Matty and Tadgh in the final.
Yeah.
Aye.
Personally, I still think that.
Yeah.
I think if the draw had went any other way, I think it would have been them in the final.
Yeah.
I think it would have been nice over 5 rounds.
That would have been a good 5-rounder. It would
But
have.
he probably would have fought a bit differently if it was the final,
had it
because
been.
he fought the first fight knowing that he was going to fight the second fight.
Yeah.
So you can't fight the same way.
Of
And
course.
for a 17-year-old to be able to have the maturity to have that level of IQ, to know what he needed to do in that fight just to get the win and take no damage.
That was the impressive bit for me, and I think I was speaking to somebody about this as well. Was like, I could hear you obviously from ringside, you giving out instruction, you sort of just picking out things that maybe a fighter doesn't always see, but whatever you shouted out, he was kind of pulling it off, which is impressive, because it's easy enough for you to tell a fighter what to do, but it's not always easy for the fighter to carry that off. Do you know what I mean? And I thought that happened quite a lot.
I have that with a few of the lads in the gym, and I spend a lot of time with the lads, and I watch things with them, and I know him, and I know me fighters really, really well. And some of the lads in the gym I have a really good connection with, and they trust me, and when I see shots and I say it, they do it, and he's one of them.
It was quite impressive. I liked that. I go for it, man.
This is actually something that I've started trying to adapt into, just like coaching and some of the boys that I help work out in the gym. So, like, folk always say to me, I was like a robot watching Tadgh fight, because every call it was boom. So do you like have a session where like it's like Tadgh's maybe free kind of lancing, just doing his thing, sparring, but you're just name calling and picking shots for him during sparring?
So I do mess with the lads in the gym. I say, watch this, and he's sparring, and I just start saying shots, and he'll do it straight away every single time, and it works.
And for you, like you said, 17-year-old, to pick that up IQ where you can actually, in the heat of the moment, or like you said, you maybe not see that shot, but having the confidence and Collie to be able to go and do that exact thing that he's saying. Like, how do you feel in the ring, knowing that, know that you're not doing what you know, but just reacting to everything that he's saying?
Like that, obviously in a fight, you don't see everything.
Yeah.
But he's outside the ring, he has the best feel possible.
Yeah.
So whatever he says, I'm just going to trust his fight.
Aye.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
He's saying it from a different angle from
No,
me.
definitely. And that's hard though. Like, obviously, being a fighter, even for junior right through to A class, trying to adapt that into like your fight prep, like getting everything in your head in that zone where, because even when I was fighting A class, there was some times where I just wasn't listening to my corner, like trying to get that, but it was generally like a mirror image, and you could hear from like when the camera footage and that went out for you, and it was like, that's unreal, because it was like everything he was saying, it was just, it was honestly, it was unreal.
That's why we did that, because I said to Eric before fights are the guy,
Yep.
he's one of our lads, I said to him, mic me for Tadgh's fights,
Aye.
and when you see what happens.
Aye.
That's what we did.
Aye.
And,
No, and it worked.
and he
'cause-
wants
aye.
to do that going forward now.
Aye, definitely.
To
So-
make it up.
Yeah,
Aye.
maybe.
That's a good idea.
See when obviously the tournament got like announced, and obviously I got you involved, put you onto me show. Well, like, I need to get them in. Like, generally, like the boys frightening, and so when we got you in, and everybody that was always saying, like, obviously I'm like, I couldn't come out and go, he's winning, because it would look like, obviously I sponsor him, I'm helping with the show, like the as in the belt, giving the promotion of the show, the belt and that, and I'm like, I can't come out
So you
with a
saying
clear
it's a
favourite.
fix, is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, not at all. I think his fight kind of proved
no,
that
I'm
himself.
joking,
But like generally, I'm like that to everybody. Just watch. I'm like, and then when you put the interview about a week before the fight, and it was like, I'm training like an hour. Like I'm doing maybe 5 rounds in pads, taking an hour's break. I'm like, nobody else is clever enough to even think about stuff like that. And you've probably leaked to a lot of tournaments going forward on how to train for it as well. And I was like, that is just something like not a lot of folk done. I've never fought a tournament format myself, so I wouldn't have even thought of doing that. But yous were never ever thinking quarters, semis. Yous were preparing for the final, because yous know that, and having that confidence. Do you know what I mean? Hungry Side Media Day, put all up or nothing, and it's like it was already won in an essential, but everybody always had that doubt where he's technical, he's clever, he's this. But see, every fighter that I've spoke to after, Jack, Matty, you hit hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't, no saying you don't look as if you hit hard, but everything is like nice and flashy, technical, effortless. But you, every time I've spoke to, he bangs, like he hits really, really hard.
I think because I'm 17, I can't hit people for
No,
some reason.
I know, but like again, like, and that is like a misconception for their behalf, because everybody thinks, oh, he's just technical, I'll clinch him, I'll walk him down, he's only 17.
Wow.
But them trying to do that against you, it just shows.
What was the see, since you've, how many adult fights, like full kind of Thai B class, C class fights have you had?
I've had 10.
10. And what weight have they been at? Have they always been 61, kind of 63?
From 61 to 63.
Do you? What's your thoughts on that, Collie? Do you think he'll still, obviously still only been 17, do you think he'll still have a bit of growing to do? Because obviously, naturally, everybody's going to grow until like kind of maybe early, mid-20s. He might still fill it a wee bit.
100%. He's not going to be at 63
No,
for much longer.
no.
So he's never lifted a weight in his life. I started him doing strength and conditioning there a few months ago, and I had to actually stop. And we're not going to do strength and conditioning until he leaves skill. He's still in skill, so
Yeah,
he has exams now in July, and after that we're going to start lifting weights. I had to get him to stop, because straight away the way his body reacted to lifting weights, he started
to beef
putting
up a
on
bit.
weight.
Yeah.
So
That's
we had
what
to
I was
stop,
wondering.
because I was actually almost afraid that he wasn't going to make weight if he kept lifting weights, because his body adapted that fast.
And he would just put on that muscle.
So if you think all these boys are adults and they're all men and they're all lifting weights, he's never done a sprint in his life. He's never done. He's
Not
never,
even getting
he's
chased for
never
the
done a
pillows.
squat. He's never done anything, any strength and conditioning. All he does is Thai boxing.
Yeah.
When he leaves skill and starts developing manpower and starts lifting weights and doing that end of the sport, it's a scary
Well,
thought.
that's the thing, because obviously you will increase in size, obviously your weight's
Yeah,
going
he's
to
gonna
go up,
go
but he's going to increase in power.
And also, when he gets older, he's gonna. He doesn't really cut weight at the minute. Like he doesn't do like my fighters like Craig and Steph and stuff cut weight. He doesn't do what they do. Like it's because he's only 17.
Yeah.
I want him to be able to fight in 10 years. So
Of course.
I don't
That's
want
a big thing about longevity, isn't it? You don't want to be doing that.
long careers where he doesn't take damage, and taking damage is weight cuts as well. Like that.
Of course it is.
The
Right?
accumulation
There's a massive
of weight
stress in your body.
100%. And I don't want him to become weight now. So
No.
he could fight lighter than 63 at the minute.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put a 17-year-old through that. But when he is an adult and lifts weights, and he will do a proper weight cut then when he's of the age to do that. But he is grown, and his upper body is still very boy-like, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But as soon as he starts lifting weights and gets that manpower, it's he will obviously go up in weight, but
Yeah.
he's going to start hitting really hard then. And
I watched a cracking fight on Saturday night actually with Garrett Smiley.
yeah, Garrett's a good boy. Yeah, good lad.
What a performance.
Yeah, he
It was
did
really
well.
class.
Yeah.
That's maybe one for 2 years.
Yes,
But listen, no, that's what I was going to say. You've got a fight lined up coming up soon. You've had you obviously with the tournament, because these are good level. Like, they're top 10 fighters you're fighting against. Caden's obviously, although you didn't face Caden, you Caden and Jack Moran, who are both in the rankings. Jamie Gillis holds a win over Jack Moran. Matty holds a win over Jamie. So these boys are all operating at that level, and obviously you've won that tournament. But you're now facing Carol Ryan. Is that the next fight that's coming up? Or is there one? There's one before that, isn't there? So it is. So it is. Sorry.
15th of November he fights Tommy Lowe on him. So 3 weeks today.
Yep. So, how are you thinking in terms of sort of rankings, or is that not something you're that fussed about? You'll just take the fights as they come.
No, ranking's not main at all.
Nah.
Like, someone could be ranked number 1, but they could be by someone who's not even in the rankings.
Yeah.
So you just fight whoever.
Mhm.
If it's a good fight, make it. Why not?
Definitely.
Simple as that. Like, and even me, I'm not ranked in the UK because I'm not British.
Mhm.
So even then, it doesn't really matter to me either.
Yeah. Yep.
The only thing that matters is the lads who you are fighting, and if it's a good level, that's about it.
Mhm.
That's all
It's
I
a
really
good way
care
to
about.
look at it, certainly. And I think I spoke to what's his name, Gary from Fight Records, so the guy that runs the kind of the rankings. Gary, we'll get a podcast done. I was speaking to him at the weekend, and hopefully we'll try and get a podcast done. But he was obviously saying it's a difficult job, because he's getting messages for fighters saying, but I've beat him before, and like, so trying to balance that out. And you're right, everybody are in about the same sort of level there, so like you could rank them whatever way, but on the day it's just whoever you face, innit?
It's just go in and fight, and like you can fight one person 5 times. He could win 3 times, you could win 3 times, or he wins 2. It doesn't matter. Like, just you go in and fight. Whoever's better on the day. It's as simple as that. That's it.
Oh, that's definitely the best way to look at it. So that's on the Hitman show. When's 3 weeks time?
3 weeks tomorrow.
Time. How are you feeling about that?
Grand. Ready to go now.
I wasn't expecting another answer, to be honest, but aye.
At this point, it's just you're trying all the way up to it. It's just last 2 weeks you're just like, oh, I want to go and have a fight now.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Just let's go have a knock.
Let's just get ready. Go for it, man.
So obviously Tommy, is it Isan Gym that
Yeah.
he trained? He's had quite a bit of amateur experience as well, because I've seen, like, obviously he's been in like Thailand and stuff, like doing amateurs. Just obviously, like, for the people that kind of maybe been in the sport a wee while, like, amateurs wasn't really much of a thing back then. Would you say amateurs has helped you progress as a fighter because you're getting the use of elbows, or you're getting the use of like head contact, even though like you're still 15, 16, 17 fighting at that level?
Yeah, there isn't really many.
Have you not done very many amateurs?
No, I think I had 2, maybe 3
Was
amateur fights, and then I went C class.
Was it?
Just the tournaments.
Because
Yeah.
I thought that I thought you'd, maybe I'm hangman, but I can remember seeing you with like gold and hangman medals and stuff. So I thought you were in the amateur circuit, or was that for something else?
I think it was. I went C class after Italy,
Right,
and then after that I went over to Thailand, obviously, and
Right.
I fought in Thailand.
right.
And then I sort of just went back to fighting pro, obviously.
Yep.
So
yep.
I didn't really have that much experience
No,
in
fair
terms
enough.
of amateur.
That was even news to me, because I thought you were still. See, because obviously you fought Leon and you fought, like, I'd met you at the amateurs as well. Like, well, WBC is WBCs and stuff, but
it's still they'll go under
the
amateur
elbow
rules,
pads and
it's
stuff.
still elbow
Aye.
pads
I was getting him amateur fight. I think he only has, like, in the UK, 2 amateur fights maybe, and then he has the tournament in Italy. I think he had 2 fights there,
2 fights in both there.
and then 2 fights in Thailand.
Thailand.
But I was getting him amateur fights, and promoters and coaches were telling me that I was lying about his age and lying about his.
Right?
Yeah. I could say names, but I'm not even going to get into it because whatever.
Be here all night.
Yeah.
they
They actually called me out on social media and said you lied about his record, you lied, and I had screenshots of everything that I sent to the promoter, and I put it all out there, and he apologised. But yeah, and then when he turned over pro, he was 16. He just went 16 when he turned pro, and he, for his pro debut, he fought another really young lad, King Cowley's little brother. That was a pro debut, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, he fought Damien Bennett actually before.
Yeah, he fought Damien Bennett, yeah. But they were both like just going pro kind of. And people were saying to me, oh, it's not right that he's 16 and he's fighting pro. And if you look at what he's doing now, I think the right decision was made. I understand why there's junior rules Muay Thai. This is something that I think needs to change slightly though, because
this is something that I actually was going to ask you, so I'm excited you said that actually.
I understand obviously like the health of juniors and brain health and stuff is top of the priority list. But I think if a junior is of a certain level, you're only holding him back fighting junior roles. Like technically he should only have been starting fighting headshots at 16, and he went pro when he went 16. Like if he was still like, it doesn't make sense for him to still be amateur now when like it doesn't make sense. And when I turned him over pro, people were saying this is the wrong decision, that's not right. He's now 10-0. He's taken no damage in 10 pro fights, no damage whatsoever. He hasn't taken any damage in 10 pro fights.
So do you, sorry, Collie, so do you mean like in terms of like as a coach you can see the skill level he's got is above or would allow him to then advance and progress his career, rather than if he stays at amateur and stays at that kind of junior level,
it's holding him back.
It's holding him back.
100%.
I see what you mean.
And not only is it holding him back, it's also not fair on other lads that age that aren't going to be that level. Like he was fighting some guys, and like it genuinely wasn't fair. Like, and then they were telling me that I was lying and stuff about his record and his age, and I had to send multiple times. I had to send pictures of his passport to say that he was that age, and screenshots of what I said to the promoters about his experience and stuff. But I think that a change in the junior rule set needs to happen. Whereas maybe if you call it like elite juniors or something this, and once they're at a certain level, or at, if like I have juniors with 40 fights and they're only 13 and 14, they're good enough to fight headshots, but they can't like. But you go to some of these, like in Ireland, if you do amateur boxing or you do kickboxing, from the very start you're fighting headshots. Like I come from an amateur boxing background. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age, just headshots, and it's just boxing. So how is that safe? And in Ireland, that's regulated and recognised by the government, and in Ireland, Thai boxing's not. But we can't do headshots, and it's not just boxing to the head. Where amateur boxing is just boxing to the head. Like it doesn't make sense to me that there's no, there has to be
the logic. Don't seem
like I have a young lad, Johnny, he's 15 and he can't fight headshots, but he fought on Hungry Side.
All right, okay. Oh yeah,
So he fought hard on
Harvey
Hungry Side. He done no headshots on Hungry Side. Next week he went to London and fought K1 and fought 5 rounds headshots the week after.
Is that right?
Won a world title.
And won a world title. Like he does kickboxing that week. He's allowed 5 headshots, but he does Muay Thai the week. I think it's holding people back. And
did you see? Dale put up a video last week. Actually, there's a couple of boys for OB's gym up in Johnston, are out in Thailand, and one of them is 11 years old fighting full Thai elbows.
This is it.
11? What was it? 11?
I was 11-year-old. So it's a wee boy Elliot for OB's, and I was like, I kind of clicked through. Like I always watch Patong Stadium lives and all that. Like on YouTube, I get notifications. So clicked in and I'd seen it, and I'm like, he's wearing a pair of OB shorts. I'm like, what age is he? But like again, like, and I'm not even wanting to kind of resort back to like my kind of thing. But when I was 14, I was fighting C class.
Yeah.
Because I'd 38 fights as a junior. I've been fighting since I was 8 years old. So like my coaches, I was fighting the same people, beating them, getting bet, whatever, vice versa. But I was only standing at that same place.
Yeah.
And then I literally went to go, and it was meant to be an end class fight. And I was meant to fight a boy 16 years old. He pulled out, ended up fighting a 27-year-old, and it got turned into C class like that. And it was like, I've went from fighting junior rules to C class at 14, knocked him out in the third round, and I went, right, well, I'm fighting C class now. No point, but do you know what I mean? So it was like, I was going, and I totally understand. That's why I was actually wanting to speak to you about kind of amateur and junior, because like you're getting like Harvey and stuff, they're coming up. But again, a junior fight doesn't suit him.
No.
Because there's a limited thing that we can do, limited thing we can work on, and also like, and I can actually remember like quoting one of your videos as well. It's like, there's no point fighting Muay Thai, fight the rule set that you said, and I think it was to Johnny that you were saying it to as well. And it's like, there's no point like worrying about, because you're still getting juniors that are rushing in and like horrible style. Whereas
stuff.
there's so many junior fighters that I can see for like 13 to 15 who have got a lovely Thai style, who would lovely left kick, nice teep, front knees is coming in, blah blah blah. But then they're just coming up against somebody who just want to grab them, rush them
catch
in.
everything, run at them.
And then it's a hatch job on their kind of fighting style, and it's getting nowhere. And it is, and I definitely think like maybe in an elite level junior fights where it'd be like kind of headshots with elbow pads on or something, because they're ready. Like, and you know when your fighters are ready, 100%. You know if there's somebody who, right, maybe no, put him to headshot, he's not ready. But like Harvey's now in a circle where he's got to need to fight the same people over and over. He's got to get a win over him to then get beat by him 3 months down the line, or then beat him maybe 2 or 3 months later. Whereas there's another pool. There could be another 100%. Pool of fighters that are maybe that next level up, where headshots changes the game
100%.
Drastically. And again,
everything changes.
My son is only 9 years old. He's got friends that do kickboxing, and my son comes into like Justin Junior's classes, and it's like hits to the body, but then goes to his pals in his football team, and they're like head kicking people at kickboxing. And I'm like, it's crazy, and I don't understand why it's not a thing.
And like I said, my main priority as a coach, especially with young lads like him who are 17 and underage, his health is my main priority. 100%. Like, that's number one. Yeah. I wouldn't put him in a situation that wouldn't.
Where you feel.
Yeah. But some people, Micho said a good thing, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. Like, you have, like, even some of these Russian countries and stuff, and they're like some of these amateur lads that are his age from Russia and stuff are doing competitions every weekend, or doing headshots every weekend, and they have 200 fights before they go pro. At 21 years of age, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at some of the Russian Muay Thai fighters, their amateur records,
crazy.
They've 200 fights at 21 years old.
Look at even boxers as well, like the amateur pool with the boxers where you go and then they start kind of getting into pro fights and stuff. But again, like, the damage a boxer is going to receive is tenfold to the head to it. Fair enough, you could maybe get kicked in the knee, but the chances of landing a big massive head kick every 20 to 30 seconds rather than getting jab crossed or left hooked it's crazy.
Another thing that I find weird is if you go to IFMAS, it's headshots from 12. If you go to WBC, it's headshots from 14. But in Ireland and England, it's headshots from 16. So that's unsafe in my opinion. If you're sending 12 and 14-year-olds over to do one of the biggest international competitions in the world with no headshot experience to do headshots, that doesn't make sense. That's unsafe.
Aye, 100%. And I think this is maybe why you've got like a certain kind of area, we'll say, of fighters that are good enough to fight head contact, but then they're competing at this level and they're maybe like training headshots in the gym to get over to Thailand and Italy and stuff like that. But then they're going back the way when they're going to fight in the local shows, and and stuff. And I do, it's 100% something I agree with, because I think, like, prime example there, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're ready, you're ready. Like, if you're good enough, you're...
That's, well, I kind of... maybe crossing over a wee bit, but you think about it even in football, and you look at the likes of Lamine Yamal, who was playing in the World Cup at like 16, and if he's that good, just let him play. And it's a bit the same, like, if they've got the ability, the kind of age goes out the window a wee. I get you have to protect, you have to still look after them and all the rest of it, but if they've got the ability and they're good enough, there's, as you say, there's a kind of ceiling on how much they can achieve as a junior and holding them back. Put them in against the level they should be playing at.
And I'm not saying put every junior
No, you're right.
do headshots. And even for the first few headshot junior fights, like the referee, the kids, like the referee has control of what's happening. Like control the headshots. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to, like, they're not going in and punching the head off each other.
No, that's
you
right.
know? So I think something needs to be done in the
That's
real
right.
set. And like I said, he went pro at 16. It's a prime example of why there's a flaw in this system. Like,
And I think as well, you need to... You see, like, a lot of juniors... Sorry, I do. Hello. No, I think as well, like, how many juniors have you seen, like, no come back to gyms because they've maybe hit the ceiling, they can't get any further, and they're maybe getting stopped, and before you know it, they're out the gym, they're doing running about the streets, and they're doing whatever, and then rather than having the next goal to kind of level up or as such, rather than... Because you could say you could have 14, 15-year-olds that are waiting a year to a year and a half to get ready for a pro fight because they fought everybody about a category, or they're just new at a level where nobody's want to fight them, because there is boys in Scotland that just nobody wants to fight them. They're just at a kind of grey area where they can't get fights, struggle to get matched. They're going to these, they're maybe fighting twice a year because it's at these tournaments
and
or whatever.
Huge
competitions, and they're getting in there rusty, and they're going against the best in the world that have all got these backgrounds and headshots, and it is definitely something that I think.
Is something. So, but see, just while we're on that, because I know there will be one, is there what's the plan for Tadgh? What's your plan for the next... Obviously, you're still young, so you've got plenty of time to be thinking about this, and you've got fights coming up as it is already, but where do you see yourself, or you must have a goal?
Obviously, next year or so, we've fights booked up until about June, I think. But after that, just whatever. My main goal is to win a lot of stadium belts like Omni, Channel 7, Raja. That's my main goal, because I want to... Like, no foreigners really won all the stadium belts. They've won one or two, but I want to win them all. And building a real legacy, and not go to one and fighting one for the rest of my career and fucking retire by 30. Like, it's not worth it.
Nah, no. And like, that doesn't surprise me that you've got that sort of ambition, obviously, because we've seen what you like. We know how confident you are in your own ability, so it doesn't surprise me that you say that. I was just interested to hear it.
Sorry?
But I said I was just interested to hear you actually telling us that. But I take it in terms of like Ireland and UK, you feel as though maybe you're already mixing it with the kind of top level guys. Is that your aim, to hopefully show your kind of showcase your ability here, and then look to maybe go to Thailand the next couple of years?
100%. Like, I think before you have to move internationally, you have to beat everyone around you. So obviously in Ireland, I haven't really fought much in Ireland. It's always been over here. So I want to fight everyone over here, prove them the best here, then we can go away to there and prove them the best over there then. Because I think without doubt I'm the best in the world. You have to, if you're going to be a fighter.
You've got to have that belief, 100%. And the thing is, if you believe it, your coach obviously believes in you, then it's going to take you... Like what you were saying earlier on about even at the hungry side at the media day, you can get inside other fighters' heads, but you obviously, you've got the mindset already in your head that you're not going to get beat. That might happen, of course. It's a fighting game. We're not going to... You can't protect records, but you're not doing that. You're going out and fighting the best, and you're going to keep going. But that mentality is what drives a lot of athletes to be the best, isn't it?
Yeah, like, obviously, if you're going to take a fight, there's no point in you taking a fight if you think you're going to get beat.
No.
Or, like, if you think, oh, he's going to beat me, he's going to this. So what if you beat you? Just go in and have a fight. You beat you, so what? But you should always go into a fight thinking, yeah, I'm gonna beat this. You have to. If you know you're in your own head then, and then you start fucking yourself up then. It's not the way you should be.
No,
Like.
it's definitely not. What's interesting for me, and this is maybe something for you as well, Collie, is he is still 17, right? And obviously, well, I don't even know if you've got a girlfriend or if you're into the riding. I'm sure you will be. But listen, see when, like, is that something that you have ever get concerns about? No specifically just with Tadgh, but just in general, that whole idea of trying to keep young people in the gym, because obviously it's a sport that's not going to last forever, but it's something right now that he's really focused on.
Yeah, I talk to all my lads coming up, especially the young lads, about this and like that.
Get back from the riding.
Yeah, like I'll never tell anyone not to do anything.
No, of course, I know.
They're all grown men. They're gonna make their own decisions. But I would advise, and I have some really talented lads, and they have friends who are off doing other things, and I tell them, like, you can go and you can go and do all these things that your friends are doing, and be average like all them, or you can commit yourself now in these years. Commit yourself, have a goal like you have, believe in yourself. Fighting is a small window. It's a young man's game, and as I'm growing, I'm seeing more that it's a young man's game. Your window is small and it goes fast, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to tell the young lads that stay focused. You can do whatever you want when you're finished, you know what I mean? The window is small, so yeah.
Because when this goes, you don't get this time back.
No.
What you can do right now is stick in at it, because as Collie says, you've got the time now, you've got the opportunities, and then it's like, when that goes, you never get that back. You never get it back.
And like that, I talk to all my lads. Like I try not just teach the lads toy boxing and that's it. I'm trying to coach through their careers and help them. And like I came up with Craig, came up with Steph, Aaron Brown, some really really good lads, and we've made a shitload of mistakes. Like we've done, we haven't our road went left, right, up, down, and we learned a lot from that. And now what I'm trying to do is with the next generation is everything I done wrong with Craig, everything I done wrong with Steph, not do wrong with this, you know what I mean? Because when me, Craig and Steph, and particularly us three, we were like 17, 18, that's when we were all together, and we didn't know what we were doing. Like, we were just going into the gym, punching the head off each other and looking for fights off whoever would take them. And yeah, we made a lot of mistakes on the way, and like I said, with Steph and with Craig, we made it to the pinnacle of the sport, and was so much, like, both lads signed to one championship. Both lads, like, Craig is a world champion, been involved in some huge fights against legends of the sport. Like, Craig fought Singdam with only 25 fights. Craig fought Singdam, who had 200 and something fights, and arguably won the fight.
I was just about to say that. It was a close fight where. And
we got that far doing so many things wrong. Like,
I
couldn't even tell you on this interview some of the shit that we've done wrong.
Just get
you know what I mean? But now, my job as a coach, and I'm trying to get Craig and Steph to be leaders in the gym and show the lads, we done this and it was wrong. You don't go do this now. And like that, Craig is, like, we're not delusional. Craig is 32 now. He's coming towards the end of his career, and yeah, he's like that. He's a leader in the gym, and I feel like it was yesterday that we were 18, and now Craig is 32. You know what I mean?
It just goes
that
past,
went
man.
fast, man.
And that's the thing. I think in a coach in any kind of capacity, whether it's PT and Thai boxing, football, whatever, like, it's easy enough to put on a session or run a drill or something like that. One of the biggest things that a lot of people forget is, like, the role model aspect, and how you can, like, pass on knowledge and mistakes that you've made that can maybe help and develop
100%.
something.
And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now with the next generation. And like I say to him all the time, Craig and Steph got so far. Him and my other lad Andrew, who's kind of like I said earlier, the next generation of DCA fighter. They're my two new weight class fighters, like under 10 foot A class. They're going to go further than Craig and Steph went. And then I have other lads, young Johnny, Arnis, Macy, younger lads, like kind of 15 and under. They're going to go further than them then. because every athlete that I bring through this career, I learn something from. I make mistakes with, and I won't make them mistakes again. And we build connections along the way.
Of course.
So it gets a little. The path is there, and now you just have to follow that path. Whereas at the start, the path isn't quite there. But back to the question of the lads. Obviously, there's distractions. They're young lads, and they live in Dublin City, and there's a lot of shit going on in Dublin City, and there's a lot of distractions, and so
Is that something you need to worry about with Tadgh, or do you
No,
think,
not with him,
I
no.
can tell.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Not with him whatsoever. All he wants to do is be in the gym.
Train.
Like he's not fighting this weekend. He comes everywhere. You've seen him
Mate,
over here.
That's something that you just cannot teach. Something like even as a coach or whatever, you can't teach that. You've either got the desire, you've either got the hunger, or you don't. You've got the killer instinct, or you don't. You can teach them how to kick, you can teach them how to punch, knee, whatever. But that kind of desire 100%. And that commitment's either there or not.
It's not just to his own training; it's to the cause and to the gym. Like he's the first person there to help anyone out. If I need something in the gym, I need bodies there.
Good lad, Tadgh.
He's the first person there. He's the first person to pick up his feet and brush at the end of training and start sweeping the floor. And that he's there to help everyone. He does the kids, like pretty much runs the kids program now, and I've kind of stepped back.
And that's what you need.
Yeah.
You need that. A bit of grounding. Well, it's a bit of grounding as well. Like obviously everybody's
100%.
talking about him. He's making waves everywhere. He's getting all these big fights, but ultimately that careers can be lost through folk getting carried away with that 100%. And the hype that builds up and about them and people putting them up here.
We tear him down after every single fight. Don't worry about
that's
that.
all I like to hear.
His head is big enough, like.
There
so
you go. That's what. But you need that grounding and people 100%. Just to bring you back there and go, oh, you might be good, but you're fucking still in this gym, working under me, 100%. And you will sweep the floor and help the kids. But listen, that's part of learning, isn't it? And it's part of life. It
creates a good dynamic in the gym. Like he's looking up to the older lads, and then the younger lads in the kids class are looking up to him, and they're saying that he's only 17, and some of the kids in the kids class are like 13. It's not that far away from 17. They're like, if I keep doing this, I can go where Tadgh is. Exactly. And Tadgh is saying the other lads, if I keep doing this, I can go where Craig is.
Exactly.
And it's like it's a good ecosystem.
Definitely is. Right, listen. So Hitman, when's the Hitman fight show? 15th of November.
15th of November. 3 weeks from tomorrow.
And it's at
Leeds.
Leeds. I don't know the venue actually.
It's
I can't remember the name of it. But you'll be able to get it online. Check it out. This man will be putting on a show yet again. And then is Carol Ryan then? Is that December?
Yeah, 5 weeks after that then.
Right. And then there you go. So if you miss Leeds, get yourself on to that one. 2 big fights coming up to finish the year strong.
100%.
Any shout outs you want to give just now?
Shout out all the lads in the gym, Collie and my family. Obviously they have sponsors for me.
There he is. Top man. Get your t-shirts from Damage. Collie, you want to say something?
I just want to say a shout out to real fighters who are actually taking fights, because there's a bad culture coming into toy boxing that hasn't been there before. Yeah, man, it's like lads aren't taking fights, and I talk to lots of promoters, and you ask any promoter that deals with me, I don't say no. If my lads are at a certain level, the answer is yes. They don't even, like, most of them don't even ask me, but the amount of lads that aren't taking fights and make it appear like they can't get fights is crazy.
Colin, if you want to call him, do it. I'm happy for that to go.
Do you know what I'd love to? You know, a few years ago, I would have, but I'm more relaxed now, and I'm getting older and getting more wise, and I'm not going to. But like, fair play to Carl and fair play to Tadgh. For this is a huge fight.
It's about
like this doesn't happen. Like, this should be happening all the time.
I know.
They're both 10-0. Tadgh's gonna be 11-0 going into that fight. They're both young lads. They're both coming from big gyms.
Yeah.
Like this.
Good
like
pedigree. Yeah.
A lot of these kind of fights aren't happening, and they should be happening. And it's wrong that they're not happening. Fighters fight. This is toy boxing. It's not boxing. It's not MMA. It doesn't matter wins and losses in toy boxing. Like, Thai boxing is about who you
That's it,
fought.
we're not protecting a career. We're not
Yeah,
trying to massage a
And
win and loss
if you
record.
look at-
We're
if you look
getting
at-
out there and just going for it.
If you look at who the lads have fought, like there's no protecting records.
No.
On weeks and 2 weeks notice.
2 weeks,
exactly. Yep.
Late replacement fights all
So-
the time.
So yeah, if you want to do something in this sport and get to where he's signed by Hitman now, and Hitman are going to help him manage him after 10 fights, and it's because he's doing what he's doing and
doing
he's
it, yeah.
taking fights and he's ready. He takes short notice fights. He's in the gym all the time and he'll fight anyone. And obviously then it's my job to manage him and take the right, like,
Getting ready
not
for it.
yeah, I'm not delusional. I'm not gonna. He's like, who's the world champion at 63 kilos? I'm not gonna put him in now with the world champion at 63 kilos. But we're building towards it, and we're taking the right fights like that. This fight with Carl is huge. The response that I got online just shows you how
I'm not
big
throwing
this
him
fight
into-
is.
I was trying to think in the Bills probably. Maybe I've stepped too far right now, but
But
maybe down the line.
yeah, 100%. He's coming for everyone. All my lads are coming for everyone, and I'd say that with full confidence. All my lads are coming for everyone, and that's the way. Talk to any promoter that deals with me, and ask them how I am.
But again, as you say, you can see the confidence in him, and that's coming from what he's
100%.
learning in the gym.
It's correct preparation though. It's, like
It's correct
doing the right
preparation.
things out within the gym, doing the correct things in the gym, keeping level-minded, level-headed, keeping the level-minded inside and out the gym, doing all the correct things, not getting sucked into the partying life or like everything else that's going on in the world. But genuinely, if you want to be a Thai boxer, show up, train, fight.
Fight.
Do your fights,
Yeah.
And like I said, it doesn't matter. Like Craig has losses.
Yeah.
Steph has losses. Everyone has
Ah,
losses.
but that's
If you
that
don't-
is Thai boxing, isn't it?
If you don't, you're probably not finding the right people, you know. And that's the way it is in Thai
We
boxing.
spoke to Keith McLaughlin a few podcasts ago, and that's what he was saying. Like his first 4 or 5 fights, he get beat. Keith ended up in a multiple world champion, one of the best fighters to come out of Scotland.
Legend of Scottish
There he
Muay Thai.
is, man, do you know? And Keith's, that's what he said. Like, if I had just chucked it, but look at the career he got. Having 3 or 4 losses to kick off.
I think that mentality is getting lost a little bit in modern Thai boxing. I don't know what it is, but you have people that are trying to.
Social media.
I think it's social media with the young lads.
100%.
But the old school mentality of fighting anyone is dying.
Well, do you know what about? This is my last point, but I was going to say I think it's partly because people, when I started fighting back in the day, you couldn't even get videos of people online. Basically, you're fighting Dale Murray, and I'm like, who the fuck's Dale Murray? And you couldn't find much about them online. Whereas now everyone's online, and people, I think, as you say, get a bit worried about their egos getting damaged because a fight might go up that they don't win, and I think that's got a part to play in
Definitely,
it.
social media has a huge part to play in it. I just think social media
a good
has
thing as well,
changed the
though.
way that people think, just in general. To be honest, I think
it's definitely had a major impact. I mean, there are good parts, but the likes of this, I can record podcasts and give people exposure, and we can talk about it and get it out there. But of course, there is the probably more downsides to it. However,
Everybody's went soft.
right, listen, you're going to start a new topic. We need to wrap this up.
People have gone soft.
Ah,
and
yeah,
that's the way it
there
is. But like that, with my young lads, I try to have that old school mentality that was taught to me, and I try and instill that in them. Like these lads are old school. Like him and Andrew, especially, like they're young lads, but they have an old school mentality.
Yeah.
Like Andrew, every single one of his fights, I think, has been short notice, and he's been so far. He has 5 pro fights. He's beaten 3 UK top 10 fighters. He just stepped in on 2 weeks' notice to fight. What's his name? Louis Roy, who's another top fighter at 53 kilos. 4 weeks after that, he's fighting Alfie Baker. Like, he's taking top fights, and he's taking them fast, and he's
just going for it.
And that's the way it needs to be.
It is. There's got to be that sort of just no fucks given mentality and just go on with it. But
that's Muay Thai, and I think, like I said, I just wanted to say, I think that's getting lost a little bit, and we need to.
How we could finish is Dublin Combat Academy are bringing that back as a reaction. There's a bit of that in the camera, Jim. I like that. But anyway, listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Tadgh, thank you, son. Collie, thank you. We'll wrap up at that. Obviously, you know when the boys are fighting. They're at Pure Muay Thai tomorrow. This probably won't be going out until later on anyway. But hit us up, check them out, check out Damage, and we'll see you later. Thank you.
See you later. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Mate, sorry about that. I didn't really.